Let's get started. Would anyone like to recap from last time? Not much
Give some
happened.
pointers, maybe. Yeah, it was like one of those weird things. I was thinking about it, and then as I text you, I was like, oh, I almost forgot this game again because I was just at work working away. I was like, I can listen to like an hour, so I was kind of skipping around, and I did not remember a lot of stuff, even within the hour of listening to things. Um, there was discussion for a while. Um, excuse me. There was discussion for a while on like kind of like the next steps, and uh, there was also a couple of revelations with some items that we've had for a while. Um, one of the main ones being, why can I not hear? Am I crazy? You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. It just was I just probably had a stroke. Anyway, so sorry. Uh, one of the main items that was we had gotten a while ago was actually something Eric had, and I believe it was, I can't remember if it was a letter or a list, and it essentially was a list of names that basically almost like VIPs or people that were being hunted per se, or they wanted to be questioned.
Persons of interest.
Persons of interest. Yeah. And so we kind of analyzed that for a bit. There was also a little bit of elaboration on the schematics that Zethlo had provided. Kind of little side conversation me and Barlos had where it kind of just explained them a little bit more, and we talked about going forward. There was a conversation that was as well. I believe Eric had brought it up about going to, I think it was the sectioned off area. Oh yeah, where's the names? Oh yeah, the government district, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a conversation about going there for a while, and it was like, well, should we go now? Should we go later? Should we go do Zethlo and then deal with this? And I think the consensus was like, hey, we should totally do that, but like when we come back to the city or something to that extent, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was kind of where we had came to that conclusion. But it honestly just turned into mostly a shopping interaction for the rest of what I remember. Urzok got attacked by a cart guy, Jeff, and his manacles were broken, and he was offered shitty manacles in return.
We were looking for a lockpick set or a magic item or something for some reason I don't remember. Thought it was gonna be like a dungeon.
On the schematics there was references to like lots of locks and stuff to that extent. So we were kind of like, oh, we'll get like we had mentioned a portable RAM, which is a great idea. And so we were like, yeah, lock picks and knock scrolls, that sort of stuff. And Jeff just happened to be there and harassing Urzok. But through a true test of Urzok's faith and alignment, he got through that encounter unscathed and with some shitty pairs of manacles. Or well, Jeff was unscathed, I suppose. I believe Eric went to get skin grafting. I think he pretty much figured out. It was, I can't remember, was it counter shading? Is that what it is?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. So he was wanting to do that, which I didn't really know anything about. And then you mentioned it, like what it was, and I was like, oh, you're an aquatic elf, right? You're a sea elf.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I wasn't really sure. I thought it was just like almost like more like a camouflage thing, but like not as complicated as counter shading. I didn't understand quite what was going on there, but that makes sense after I kind of looked at it afterwards. But he was getting some skin grafting done, which is going to be pretty lengthy, and I think that was kind of like, okay, yeah, this is going to take a while. It was pretty expensive too, from what I remember.
I thought it was a good
I
bargain.
don't remember yeah, but you got to figure it's like, I think it was what, 500 gold or something like that. That'd be the equivalent of, I don't know, how much is a house in D&D? They say like a 1-bedroom house is like 200 gold. Pretty wealthy, right? You wouldn't be, hey man, can I get the skin graft done? Yeah, sure, man. Feel like, I kind of think of it as like getting professional surgery, like cosmetic surgery. It's like, hey, you can do it. You want to get a new pair of chesticles? That'll be $25,000, please.
And they're blue.
And they're blue, and they're counter shaded. So, but anyways, yeah. So the skin grafting is going on there. Can't remember. I feel like there was something else in between that I'm not remembering. But Vern also.
Vern was going to get a
Vern
tattoo.
did something before. Yeah, Vern. I thought Vern went somewhere. He went somewhere with very little success. I feel like.
Yeah, I went to. I had a weird plan of getting like a lock pick in my like replacing a finger or something. It was so far fetched and silly, and then I like offended the person who actually doesn't have legs, or the one who ran the shop, and it was just a sloppy mess. So I just left and decided for a
and then
tattoo.
we just decided, well, let's just get tattoos, because tattoos are the way to solve our life's problems. Because why buy a scroll when you can just get just a tattoo that'll require you to, or we'll just let you not be frightened ever again for your entire life if you wanted to, for
right.
measly play. But yeah, no, Vern ended up getting. I think you settled on just like the regular tattoo on your knuckles there for the absolve part, but it's just the abso.
Right.
And then I think you were doing the finger was with the dragon, and I think it was was it the sending spell?
Yeah, nailed it.
That you got into it? Yeah, okay. I know you had mentioned doing the like produce flame cantrip, which would be great as well. I was like, that's pretty
more.
I feel like that's very, very. I feel like that's also thematic for like a classy Vern. Just lighting somebody's, I don't know, stogie.
Yeah. Like, here, I got that for you.
He snaps his fingers, a light comes up. I got that for you, ma'am.
Yeah. Let me get that for you, sir. Vern of Vern Industries. How are you? Have you heard of the railway?
Yeah.
No one's heard of the railway. What is this train you speak of?
I think. I know
close
Urzak went around shopping. Urzak was going around and shopping, I think, a little bit. But the only thing I remember is Jeff, because Jeff was a nightmare.
He did get a scroll of knock. Urzak got a scroll.
Yeah, there was a scroll. Yeah, there was a arcane shop or something, right, afterwards.
That's the only thing I got.
Yeah, and then we had talked about going. At the end, we were kind of talking about going to get the mounts and stuff settled for the travel. But I believe it was kind of one of those things at the end where we were like, okay, Crowbar can do his thing at the blacksmith or the armor smith, can't remember which one. It was like that. There was like the tattoos and the grafting, and then like the mounts was kind of like the things that we had talked about, I believe. So in no particular order, it's just what I remembered. Trying to remember if there's a prologue. If there was, I don't remember it, unfortunately, because I only listened to the last hour.
There was a prologue.
Yeah, I feel like there was. Yeah, maybe I should go to the prologues and click on it.
It was I don't have any prologues for chapter 3 uploaded into the Discord yet. I need to get on that.
It wasn't the one with like my
maybe I
money's
can
on
remember.
Urzak or something, right? That was like 2 weeks ago, or
That was
That
2 weeks.
was,
Yeah,
it was a while back.
or
The
3
one
weeks.
last session was the conversation between Visic and Sekola about Arvantis.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
oh yeah.
That's what it was, Arvantis. And it was like, good thing he got murdered. Wonder what his dad
allegedly.
thinks about
Allegedly.
that. Yeah.
And note this is happening 80 years ago, because this is at the time where Urzak is still competing to become
I was a baby.
Competing to become the Blade of Lendis.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool.
Allegedly.
Everything in this campaign is alleged. Nothing is fact. All right. I don't know if I've used this as a sponsor for a prologue yet. I don't care if I have. Today's prologue is sponsored by Dot's Homestyle Pretzels, specifically the cinnamon sugar flavor. These are my favorite snack of all time, and if you like cinnamon sugar flavored things, they're a little bit hard, but they're very good. The flavor is so nice. You buy them at
Dots
Target.
are fucking fantastic. I won't endorse
They're
Dots.
so good. Oh man,
with my life.
They also have a honey mustard flavor that's very good. Not as good as the cinnamon, but still nice and tasty. All right. Traveling along a winding mountainous path, you see 3 familiar figures. Visic, on horseback, rides next to his red dragonborn companion. Directly behind them, seated at the reins of a horse-drawn cart, is the scarred-faced dwarf. They ride in silence, but there doesn't seem to be any tension between them. Visic seems eager to get to their destination, almost to the point of frustration, having to travel so slowly. After some time passing, he turns to the Dragonborn. He leans over and he says, "Did you read the update from Farinth? Just came over this morning." The Dragonborn shakes his head, doesn't speak, but he makes a point to show that he's listening intently. "Down to 2, I hear. My money is still on the Urzak fellow, though some of Farinth's richest disagree." And the Dragonborn chuckles. They don't disagree. They've just lost interest since their picks failed before the top 10. Ah, a Dragonborn's insight into Dragonborn matters. You don't normally participate in this discourse. "He's upset they'll never be chosen to work on behalf of a god," shouts the dwarf from the cart behind them. "That's not my issue. Maybe he's upset because he's riding a horse through the center of nowhere while that Urzak guy is getting some real attention. I'm upset that an entire region has been shut down for weeks because of a silly competition." Visic's face begins twisting into a smile as he listens to the other two. "I do enjoy working with both of you. You're much more fun than my last crew." He turns back to the dwarf. "Dorian, how is the box doing?" The dwarf looks over his shoulder. "Still strapped down, boss. Though I don't know if he's strapped down inside of the box." Visic chuckles again. "It's a pretty flat land from here. Arvantis will be fine." We're back to current time. I would like to start with Crowbar. There is a weaponsmith and an armorer in Kazul, and you expressed interest in going to one or both of those places. Are there any things that you are looking for specifically to upgrade, or would you just like to peruse?
I'm pretty happy with like the magic items I've got and the not armor that I have.
Right.
I was kind of looking to go to the weaponsmith just to see if there's any way he could refine the glaive, maybe for the mechanical purposes of making it +1.
Okay.
Something to that extent.
Yeah. So you enter the armory, and he he's currently working. There's a very friendly looking old man. He's a human. Grayed hair, kind of a very closely trimmed mustache. And he does not hear you come in. He is deep in thought. He has a blade currently inside of a forge, and he's just very focused on what he's doing. So his back is kind of sideways, so you can see the periphery of his face, but he does not notice you at first. Also, are you with um, Elias, or have you left him somewhere else?
I think
I'm
he's
okay
with
with
me.
either one. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This guy does
Probably
not notice you.
A similar thing for him too. If I can just sharpen his weapon in some way,
Sure.
I guess I'll kind of growl / clear my throat loudly in order to get his attention.
Oh, oh, oh. He'll turn around and see a giant orc, two giant orcs, half orcs, in his shop. He kind of uh, he recoils a little bit, and the sword hits the top of the forge. It's red hot right now, so it bends in the middle as he hits it up on the top of the thing. He goes, "Oh, nuts!" Ah. And he douses it in a bucket of water and kind of tosses it down. And he says, sorry about that. What can I do for you?"
I didn't intend to make you bend your weapon there.
I know, it's fine. And he'll motion down to the bucket full of bent swords.
Oh.
So it doesn't.
Okay.
It happens all the
time. Okay, I'll just take the glaive out and kind of stand it up in front of me to show him, and I'll say, "There's, I absolutely adore this blade, but there's only so much that steady care can do to keep this blade in fine form. Is there anything you can do to further refine it?"
I suppose there's always something that one can do to refine their weaponry. And may I? And he'll kind of motion to see if he can take the blade from you.
I will hand it to him.
He'll take it in both hands, and he seems rather strong. You know that your glaive is pretty heavy. He picks it up with ease, so he definitely is stronger than his old frame would suggest. He kind of looks it over and kind of twists the handle in his hands, looks at the pommel, looks up at the actual kind of hilt going up to the glaive part of it. See, this is a beautiful piece of craftsmanship. I do see a couple weak spots. I certainly could tighten things up for you. There are a few options as well we could add to it, of course. Follow me over here. There are a few things I was just sent a few days ago. You may be interested in. And he will gesture over to a smaller corner of his shop. It almost looks like a jewelry counter. There are a bunch of pendants on kind of like on chains or on strings, all of all different colors. And he'll say we could attach one of these to your weapon, power it up like that. Mechanically speaking, they're small pendants that we could take time to infuse with your glaive to give them extra different elemental damage. So it'd do an extra. I can't remember what I wrote down.
Okay.
Extra 1d8 of a different damage type, and they're basically anything other than bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing. You could pick your damage type to add to your glaive. for Elias as well, or he could take more time. He could take your glaive for a couple hours and give you the +1. He could do that for you as well. Or both. He could do both.
I guess depending on what it costs, I'd like to do both. I would certainly like the +1.
The +1 is a little bit more expensive, okay, and it would take more time. You're looking at 600 gold to upgrade.
Okay. Yep.
To buy the actual charm, it'd be 350.
So 950 for everything.
Correct.
The charm being the +1, or the charm being an element.
The charm is the thing on the chain, so that would be an additional 1d8 of an element.
Oh,
that you could add to a strike once per turn. The 600 is to make it a +1 weapon.
Okay, so I'd like to do that, and then I think I'd like to do the 1d8 with Radiant.
Okay.
And I think whatever. So how long would all of it take?
For the charm, he can infuse that within 20 minutes or so. To just tighten everything up and make sure that the glaive is in working order for you, he would need 2 to 2.5 hours, which checks out because Vern and Eric are both doing multi-hour things in the city tonight anyway. So you have the time.
I think I would also like to pay to do the Radiant with Elias's weapon.
Okay.
And then I'll just sit there and, like, he doesn't want to leave the glaive alone, so he's going to kind of, like, bird dog the blacksmith.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so what is that?
So that'd be
1,300?
That's a good fucking deal, considering a fucking scroll of knock costs like 500 gold.
Yeah, that sounds like 13.
Yes, 1,300.
You get the idea that this guy is the epitome of like a mom and pop shop. It doesn't appear to be anything more than the room you're in. Like there's no storage space. Whatever he has out on the floor is what he has. Everything is in pristine condition though. Everything he makes seems to be super high quality. And you don't see anybody else there. It is his operation and his alone. So he's super small time, but a great craftsman.
Mm-hmm.
A man of the people.
Well, I'm all about that. I will roll with all that then.
1,300 and 2.5 hours. Well, 3 with Elias's charm. And you are good to go, my friend. He'll kind of watch you the first couple minutes that you're sitting there, kind of unsure of why you're just sitting waiting, but he'll kind of glean that you're just keeping an eye on your weapon. So after a while, he will even back out, and he'll be good. Let's move to... Actually, before we do this, Urzak or... I don't know if Billy's there. Urzak or Teth, do either of you have anything that you'd like to do in the city, not counting mounts, because we'll do that later as a group, before we go through grafting and tattoos?
I'm good on my end. I'm trying to figure out why the fuck I don't hear anything like the sounds in Discord. You know, normally you mute and it yells at you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm confused. That's why I didn't think I had sound earlier, because it was just not doing things. Oh, well.
Donovan really didn't have anything to do. I don't even want to play D&D anymore.
No, I'm done. Get out of here. No, Teth is... well, actually, I lied. There was the one thing, which could just be a very simple, yeah, you do it. Looking at investing into... actually, wait, we didn't need... I forgot. We didn't actually need to do that. So initially, we had talked about investing in a portable ram, Barlos. That was like one of the conversations whenever you were kind of back and forth.
Yeah.
And then I remembered one of the attributes that Teth gets from his relic, which is just he becomes a siege weapon and just fucks up structures.
Yeah.
Then I was like, okay, never mind. And then we had a funny idea with Urzok holding Teth and just like bashing Teth's head into like a door.
Yeah, man. With the party as strong as we have, absolutely, you could just become a siege weapon for sure.
Yeah.
Did we say advantage on attacks against structure, or did we go full out siege and say double damage?
I think we said. I'll read it verbatim. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's. Let's see. When you deal thunder damage to a structure or a siege weapon, that damage is doubled.
Perfect. I can't wait for that actually to happen in gameplay one day. Yeah. That's gonna be awesome.
Well, it came up, and we were kind of thinking, and locks this on the other, and then Trent was like, "Well, Teth just Kool-Aid Man through a wall," and then I was like, "Oh, that's right." It's like, yeah, you are 100% right. Like,
no,
dude, I forgot I have a thing. I forgot right, I am now a battering ram.
Yeah. I would like to start with Eric, as yours is going to take the most time. And we can start yours and then swap over to Vern and then swap back to you to see how you finish up. So you come back to the grafting place. And the interior looks much different from when you were there just recently. She has an entire corner of her room cleared away. So whereas before there were things lining the walls kind of around the entire room, she now has this kind of like a clean room set up essentially, where everything is off of the wall. You can smell the chemical cleaner that she's used to wipe down this entire section. She is being incredibly cautious and health forward for you, as she's going to be brutally and repeatedly cutting into your body. So she notices that you come in, that you walk in, and she'll say, "Oh, come on back, please. Eric, was it?"
Oh, you have a great memory. It is Eric. I will.
Lovely.
I will have you know, I am fully ready for any tool you need to use. I'm pretty good with pain.
Perfect. So she will, much like Jack Bauer in any given episode of 24, she will unroll just kind of like a leather pouch full of utensils. And it is any type of scalpel, probe, screwdriver, drill bit that you can imagine. Anything that that you would imagine would inflict physical pain on somebody for the means of torture is there. And juxtaposed next to this sweet elderly woman who has been nothing but kind to you, maybe even shaved some gold off of the top of your price, canceled her appointment with another person to give you more time. She has all of this gruesome weaponry now that she is setting out on the table in front of you. She says, "Please take a seat and place your left hand, was it, or your right?"
It's gonna be both hands.
Mm.
What are you asking, ma'am?
Sorry, that may be a DM mistake. I thought you were doing only one hand today. We certainly can do both hands if you want.
Okay. Yeah, it's what the lady has time for. We have
we'll start with your left hand and see where we are, see how you feel, and if you're still up for a second hand, we can work further into the evening. That's no problem at all. And so she'll have you set in the chair, and she has an armrest already set up for you that you can place your hand on top of, so you don't have to hold it up. She's gonna say, This first poke is just for a little numbing. This is a pretty lengthy procedure, and we want to ease you in. So she's gonna get out this giant needle
Okay.
and put it down to the top of the back of your hand,
Mm-hmm.
and she'll say, "Do I have permission to start the procedure, sir?"
Go. Go and do your worst. But
She will
also
insert the
do your
needle
hold
into
on.
the back.
But also do your
Go ahead.
best.
She'll chuckle a little bit. Oh, very funny, sir. Thank you. And she'll stab the needle into the back of your hand, and it pokes a little bit. Nothing to warrant hit point loss or anything. And you see as a giant syringe of liquid, it just empties into your hand, into your veins.
Mm-hmm.
And very soon after that, you begin to feel your left arm less and less. You cannot feel your hand at all. Your arm very little. It seems to be a gradient effect. So you can still feel your shoulder all the way down to nothing at the tips of your fingers. And she begins to scrape into the skin on the back of your hand, uh, almost like a if you ever watch like fishermen scale fish, like clipping the scales off of the fish
Yes.
from the back.
Yes.
That's what she's doing essentially to your skin is tilling the soil to plant new seeds essentially. uh, as horrible a metaphor as that is, maybe a simile. That's a simile. Correct me if I'm wrong, Trent. And she does this. This goes on for about half an hour. You do not feel it at all. I am going to have you make a Constitution save, relatively low DC, um, to see if the visual of this affects you at all. Because
Okay.
again, you're not feeling any pain right now. Yikes! Yeah. Oh, maybe I should get into roll 20. Oh, 18 for sure. You almost. It's nice to watch. It's very strange being this disconnected from a hand that you are so familiar with having. You don't feel it at all, and you just are watching somebody else cut into a hand that happens to be attached to your body. Uh, you go on for another 20 minutes or so, and she has finished this portion of the process. Essentially, she is opening up uh, small holes all over your hand where she is going to uh, inject a magical dye. Right. So she's just opening the the pathways for the coloration that she's going to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
You see her head back into a back room for a few minutes. You hear her opening drawers and kind of gathering things, um, clanking together, things like that. And you will see her come back out with dozens of trays of tiny little blue ovals. They look like if you have an oval shaped hole punch, like the hole punches that you empty out into the garbage. That's what
Mm-hmm.
these look like. They're a bunch of little tiny blue discs that she has set on these trays. And you see her carefully spraying them with what you would assume to be some type of disinfectant. And she meticulously goes through and cleans all of them. She's also cleaning her tools as she goes. Um, Again, she is very conscious of keeping everything nice and tidy. Uh, she's going to turn to you. She's going to say, "This next step, you will likely begin to feel things, both from uh, the
Can,
solution wearing
mm,
off." Go ahead.
sorry, I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm pretty much trusting the cleaning she's doing and stuff. But
Mhm.
I wonder how somatic detect poison and diseases if I just do it with my right hand.
Um, do you are you're attempting to cast it without her knowledge?
Well, actually, yeah, let me bring it up to her. I say,
Okay.
I'm a druid of some magical know-how. I see,
Of course.
yeah, I see the operation here as sterile, and I do want to offer with really my curiosity. I could easily detect either diseases, poison, some anything's contaminating this shop of yours. I'm sure you would like to know. It looks like you're very meticulous, and would that be okay? So if the DM allows me to do it with one hand, the right hand.
Of course. I certainly have nothing to hide. I've been in business for almost 35 years. I've never had a complaint. But please, go ahead if you'd like. Yeah, you can do it with one hand. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah. So 11 minutes later, right? Because it is, well, 10 minutes and then one action. I'll do it ritually.
You did a very good
Yeah.
job of phrasing that to not sound like you were trying to offend her.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say that was really good. Um, you don't detect much, if anything. There may be, some germs by the
Mm.
door on the floor, but you're almost impressed with how clean this place is. Um, she she has been in business for as long as she has for a reason, and she takes her job very seriously. Um, so you do not sense the presence of any poison or any disease. Certainly not in the clean room that she has set up. It is all clear.
Okay. Our thoughts are confirmed. Get a clean shop here, and not only
No,
that, but the tingling that's in my shoulders feels pretty nice.
just say I'm glad that it feels nice now because it will wear off, and I'm so sorry.
Could you
You're
just
So
erase
sorry.
the medication?
what?
Couldn't you just like be like, "Hey, hit me again, like stab me again with more medication," and then just, you know what I mean?
The I guess she could, and you certainly could attempt to heal yourself with magic along the way too, Eric. That is definitely an option. She would go as far to explain before she started this procedure that people have done that before, or they bring friends along to kind of help them magically along the way. As far as the narcotic that she gave you, uh, two
Yep.
hits is too much. So you would
Mm.
I was gonna
be
say be ODing essentially.
it's meant yeah, it's meant for easing you into the pain, so you're not
Yeah,
just like
that's that's the
I
real
dying.
reason that Teth went with Vern. He felt good about Eric, but it was just
Yeah.
like, oh no, Vern's gonna get a tattoo and be like just pumping lay on hands into him.
The, the
I
tattoo
want
is
to
much
see
more
the
painful than this.
I want to see the Eric struggles with addiction arc that this one event starts.
uh, Eric feels just some sort of far off, distant like trust from the party that like he's
Yeah.
alone, but he's pretty confident. We'll all just sort of grab some location and meet up again, and doesn't feel any urgency. Despite where we came from before with things happening like crazy in Mir and the prison, so the barracks.
Um, Here's a question that I forgot to ask, because I have assumed that you have all stayed with your faces covered uh, thus far. Eric, you are now in an enclosed space with only one other person. Do you still have your face covered, or have you taken off your covering?
What is the woman wearing on her face?
She
Sorry.
she is one of the more lax citizens. She only covers her face when she goes outside, so you can actually see her full nose and mouth.
Oh, okay. Nose and mouth.
And eyes.
How does that look? Oh, okay. How does that look?
I mean, it looks like a nose and mouth and two eyes.
Human?
How's that nose look?
She is human, yeah. She is human, yes.
Okay. She's
Yeah,
older.
she
Yeah.
yeah, you would guess maybe late 50s to mid 60s.
Okay.
Not
So I will.
geriatric, but not
So I'll
just
begin
passing
that
away.
conversation along the lines of, my whole life I had been mistaken for a wood elf. So still wearing my mask, and then I say, so if you would bear with me, have a look, and sort of remove my, I don't know, whatever cloak, or I think we talked about using components to make a mask, very like
Yeah.
natural looking and
Mm-hmm.
bark or something. But yeah, and then just reveal my face. You guys know the mustache, somewhat looking Anglo-Saxon like, and features, and I think I have like green eyes, and Eric does. Mustache, of course. Yeah, elf ears,
And she'll
but
say,
not
"You're
not sea elf.
you're not a wood elf."
I am not. I come from Ponteg. I'm sure,
Hmm.
as you know, our
Interesting.
affinity to the ocean, and
I see why you're getting this specific graft. Then that makes more sense.
yeah, hoping for adventures there, right? Obviously not going to match this, you know, Kazul and desert arena we're in.
That's okay. Nobody was born to have every specialty in the world, right? Lean into the things you're good at, I always say.
So,
We can
in
be having this conversation during your ritual and as she's preparing the discs as well.
if I incited like her comfortability, with like the culture, right, of just like everyone's outside, wearing concealing, but her being comfortable inside the store, it's just her being herself, correct? Like, would I would I want to
I
roll?
mean, I don't think you need to roll. She seems very comfortable with you. I mean, she's sterilized an entire quarter of her office or her shop um, to work with you, and she's taking the rest of her evening. So she feels comfortable enough to have you as a customer. Um, so she she seems fine.
I seem to have a way with these female shop owners.
Did you say that to her, or are you
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
she'll say, "Oh well, I I don't really know how to take that, but I appreciate that." Yeah.
you
Uh,
don't you don't have to say anything, but I do have some concern with
okay.
the way your district nearby, I think it's west, the government district, and the political, leader housing district.
Oh, I don't mess with any of that. I stay in my shop. I live upstairs, and uh, I worked day to day.
It seems like the city
What a,
does that, and the government does its own thing.
whatever they do over there, I'm sure They're not making any worse decisions than they made, 5 years ago, which was way worse. So, gotta be a little bit better than that, right?
So we're talking, above game. It was the crazy Stephanie and everything.
Yes.
Besides that, Eric doesn't have like any other insight into that. So I've heard of this event, and if you guys are happy, I mean, the city is obviously something to be proud of. I can see that.
I like to think that my business grows a little bit every year, and it certainly took a dive after all of that stuff happened. But we're building back, and I would say that I'm generally happy. I get to meet new people every day, and work on new projects from time to time. Which, by the way, these are all done now, and I'm going to be putting all of these into your hand.
I'd like to see how that looks. Okay, so he readies for the operation.
And she'll go on to describe what exactly she'll be doing. She takes her time to make sure that you understand, and she repeats herself if you need to hear anything again. She's very very thorough with her explanation. Essentially, all of the holes that she has opened up on the back of your wrist and hand and fingers are going to have two of these little discs inserted into them surgically and then closed back up. And that's how it's going to happen. So she starts as far up your arm as she went, as she made incisions, which is about an inch past your wrist. So almost to your forearm is where she starts. And she takes these small kind of tweezer-like things, and she grabs one of the small blue discs, and she starts pressing it on your skin, towards the incision, and it immediately hurts. It immediately is hot pain. And I would like a Constitution save to see how you react to this initial implantation.
Okay.
Still relatively low, but a higher DC than the other one. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah. It hurts for sure. But it's nothing that compares to what you've endured in battle. So you're still cool. So she starts trucking along. She kind of does the first one pretty slowly, to make sure she pays attention to your reaction, make sure that you're good, and then she starts picking up the pace once she realizes that you are solid. So she goes for a good 30, 45 minutes, taking a break here and there just to let your skin heal as she goes. She's using ointment as she goes. It's kind of reducing the swelling a little bit as well. And you'll notice as time goes on, these little discs under your skin starting to expand. The colors are starting to expand and bleed into your skin, and that's where the different coloration is going to come from. She keeps going. You're about an hour in at this point. You have the option now we can just fast track through the rest of it. I'm going to have you make 3 more con saves.
Yep.
Okay. The first one is going to be a DC 12.
But
wow. You did it. The second one, this is about 2 hours in now for your second save. It's going to be a DC 15. Nice. And the third one is nearing the end of the procedure. Your entire hand is covered. She's just doing the tips of your fingers at this point. And this is where the serum is the the serum has all but worn off at this point, and that is a DC 20. She starts implanting them up by your knuckles. They're going in, sliding in right in between skin and sinew and bone. Missing it by 2. She is almost done. You can see her. You still feel good in your mind. You're feeling good. It's almost to the end. You can see the finish line. It's just like the 5 fingertips left, just below your fingernails. And your vision starts to go in and out. Your periphery starts to close in, like you have blinders on. And she's kind of, her eyes are moving from your hand up to your face, back and forth, continuously checking on you. And you can hear her say something. It sounds like mumbling. It sounds like a Charlie Brown parent. You can kind of make out that she's asking you if you're all right, if you'd like some water. And then your vision goes black. You are currently incapacitated.
Oh, no.
You got so close, Eric. I thought that was going to be a no-brainer. If you rolled a 27.
I thought
at least you waited to the end.
I thought I could have done the thing where it's like I have resistance, and then I kind of thought that'd be cheap. So I kind of figured DCs were going to go up.
I'm honestly surprised that you didn't do that. That sounds like something that you would do.
Just
I thought
cast
about
resistance every 6 seconds for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Or whatever it is.
Like, when am I making this save exactly?
So Eric has drifted off to sleep. So we are gonna shift over to Vern temporarily, and we'll check back and see how Eric's doing in a little bit.
I guess I'm not meeting up with the party. Okay, let's go to Vern.
Yeah, we were going to meet at the bar at 10 o'clock, and there's no Eric.
Where is he? I swore he said he was going to be here.
Oh, we all thought he was the one who could go by himself, but I guess not.
No.
Flash forward to your rolls. 3 ones in a row.
Dang, man.
Yeah, good luck, Vern. I'm sure you'll have some.
Yeah,
close to a perfect run, Eric. So close to getting out scot-free. All right, Vern, you come back to the tattoo shop. And this the owner is still there. Again, reviewing from last time, he is a very slender, very tall, humanoid fox. And he's gonna, welcome you back in. And he also, very similarly to the crafting shop, he is incredibly clean. Everything looks tidy. Everything looks up to standard as far as his cleaning practices. You notice on reentry, this place is called the Ink Academy, and there's artwork all around. Like we said last week, it's an incredibly vibrant room, colors everywhere. A lot of the artwork around shortens it to the Inkademy because he's edgy.
Nice.
And upon walking in, he will greet you again, and he'll say, "Oh, welcome back. You're the dragon, right? Talking to the dragon guy."
That's the one. And I do like a little wave with my pinky that he'll be working on.
Perfect. And he'll extend his hand because he was wearing gloves before. But he will extend that to you, and he'll say, "Name's Bromley. Happy to be working with you today."
Pleasure, Vern Wellerby. I think I introduced myself when we first scheduled the appointment. And this is Is Teth with me again still? He came back with me, right?
Yeah, I was thinking, that he was gonna kind of hang out with Vern just because I don't. This isn't something that we've discussed at all, but this is very much like what Teth would do with Zethlo, and Vern reminds Teth of Zethlo, so he just kind of that's why he hangs around him.
That is true. That is true.
And and this gentleman is Teth.
Perfect. And he'll extend a paw up to you as well, Teth.
Paw.
Staying covered.
Hand.
What is it?
Staying covered, like we were talking earlier, or at least hooded. He'll shake his hand. Nice, firm, nothing too crazy. Just a big metal hand.
He will kind of usher you over, Vern, to a seat on the right-hand side. Again, this room is circular, and there are chairs equidistant from each other. So you're going to be in the second chair to the right. It is a dazzling bright blue chair, huge. It looks very comfortable, and much like Eric's experience, he has armrests already propped up for you to lay your hands on, so you don't have to hold anything up. And he will lay out all of his needles, the gun with the needles in it, and he you can see he will get a bit nervous. He has a physical reaction when he lays all of his equipment out on the table.
Is everything going okay? Are you still feeling good about this? I'm feeling good about this.
Oh, of course. It's going to look great, and I have every hope that it's going to turn out exactly like you want. Just got a little bit of a fear of needles that I have to get over every time I work, but that's all right. It's my passion.
Okay, that's totally fine. You know, I'm glad you told me that because I was going to show you that I have some needles too, but I just won't worry about that anymore.
I won't break out the old needle fingers yet.
Blown panic attack. And he'll very gingerly put new gloves on. They're fine leather gloves that he will sterilize right in front of you. You see him kind of wave his hand over both of kind of his hands over his other hands, and you. Actually, I don't know if this would be something that you would sense, Teth, but he's essentially cleaning his hands magically. He is an arcane magic user.
Prestidigitation type thing.
Yeah. And he's going to pick up the tattoo gun, insert the needle very slowly and carefully as not to break it or have the needle touch him in any way. And he will begin to sit next to you with the needle gun pointed towards your hand. And he'll say, "Where would you like to start first?"
Let's do the because it's the non-magical one. Let's do the knuckle tattoo first.
Okay.
Abzo.
Just like Eric, I'm gonna have you roll a con save, relatively low DC, just to see how you react to the initial pain, assuming that you have not gotten a tattoo before. I don't think we've ever talked about Vern having tattoos.
Wow, I don't think this is going to help you. But I was going to say you get a +5 for your natural one.
And no, Vern has no other tattoos.
Brad fucking called it too.
Like,
oh no, that was really.
Boy, do you deliver every time with at least one natural one. Crazy.
I've never had a tattoo before.
Yeah, you recoil immediately. You've never had a tattoo before, and you were not expecting it to hurt this much, especially on your knuckles. That is a needle going essentially straight down into a bone. So it's a bit of a shock. So you pull your hand back right away, and he'll say, "Ah, it's all right. Anything I could do to help you? It gets easier as you go. I promise." Which is a fucking lie, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
really? It's a blatant lie.
absolutely.
It does not get better.
Well, Vern's pretty gullible though, so he might buy into that. Like, well, it's just, this is my first tattoo, so it's a little scary. Can you do that thing that physicians sometimes do with babies and like take a needle and like do like rub it on my skin a little bit and like tap me with it so I don't get as startled when you poke me?
You know what? Oh, I have just the thing. He's gonna get up and he'll walk across the room. He'll open a drawer, grab something, and come back. And you see what looks like
Vern's hoping for a hand puppet.
it's not a hand puppet.
It's a lollipop.
Ever seen? Are you familiar with the kitchen tool, the veggie chop? Do you have any idea what that
like
is?
like things go like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap chop. Ooh.
There, yeah. The thing on the top of the veggie chop that pushes the food through the blades that has like all those bumps on it.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of those, and it has a hole in the center of it. And he's gonna place it down on your hand, and his needle gun is gonna go through the hole in the center of it. He's gonna say, "This will disperse all the pain." It's going to make it seem like there's like 80 needles on your hand, but it actually is going to feel much better. I promise.
Oh. That's interesting.
Remake that con save. The DC is going to be even lower. It's going to be low for Vern Wellerby. It's going to be a DC of 6.
Don't.
Oh my god.
Jesus
no fucking way.
Christ.
No fucking way.
What the fuck?
How did Brad call this?
Vern just wasn't meant to have tattoos, I guess.
Yeah,
he'll never be rugged.
I
He'll never.
I was gonna give you some inspiring words, but I don't think that's gonna help a natural one.
Jesus Christ. I set the DC at 6 just to be funny. I figured you'd at least get a 9.
I don't honestly know how people do. So I've always been, and I don't know how you rule this, Marlos, but so I've always been under the impression that the only thing that's an automatic success or failure on a 1 or a 20 is attack rolls. So theoretically, I mean, a natural one's a natural one. But,
yeah, we're gonna keep going. I cannot believe that you got 2 nat ones in a row, though. I mean, I can believe it, but I'm just so.
I don't mind if Vern just can't do it. We can run with that
No,
lore wise, and just he's not gonna get maybe just the knuckle tattoos. He just can't do.
You are. So it hurts considerably less. He was correct in saying that it kind of disperses your senses, and it makes it feel. It still pokes, but it makes it feel much better. I think with a second natural one that does meet the DC, or that does beat the DC, you're just uneasy about it. Like he gets it in, and he starts doing it, and he starts on that first letter. You're just very nervous. Maybe you're sweating at this point, and he'll take notice of that. He's like, you mentioned other needles that you have. What do you use those for? Let's just make some conversation. Take your mind off of it.
Well, okay, that's a good idea. Is it hot in here? It feels really hot, right, Tef? Really hot in here?
Teth begins fanning Vern with like a, I don't know, an extra cloth he has.
Bromley will he'll snap his fingers and a ceiling fan will start rotating above.
Good.
I'll cool you
Vern's
off a
gonna
little.
use his gust cantrip that I forgot that Vern even had, but this is good. This is better. So it's so Vern's like, yeah, I have them here in my other hand. You know, I used to give magical powers with them, and then he'll like cat claw the needles out and show them. I never realized how much it hurt when these needles went in people, though. I always just do the poking, you know.
I'm gonna make him save for that.
Oh God.
He's afraid of needles, and you just shot 5 needles out into his face.
Herzog's gonna get a call from Teth, be like, "Listen, I didn't do it. There's Vern's passed out, and this other fucking tattoo guy's passed out. I don't know what the fuck."
Also, I haven't heard from Eric.
Jesus. Yeah, Eric's also passed out.
Oh my God.
In the alley, surrounded with drugs.
He's gonna jump. He'll be taken aback by that. He assumed that we were just gonna talk about it,
Okay.
and it wasn't as much of a show and tell type of deal. He was not expecting that at all, and so he will recoil this time back from you. He'll say, maybe we don't talk. Maybe we'll just grin and bear it. We'll just get through it. Okay. And he is silent for the next 20 minutes. He's just working on your tattoos, just going.
We're all sweating.
Yeah, both of you together, trauma bonding over your knuckle tattoos. You make it to through the first finger fine. The A goes well. It looks really nice. Second finger totally fine. Third finger, the pain is starting to get to you. I'm gonna ask for a second third.
Be honest here.
Your third Constitution saving throw.
Fulfill
the DC,
the prophecy, the 3 natural 1
DC
prophecy.
will now be set at 10.
No,
There
I'm
we
safe
go.
from this one.
There we go. Cool. Yeah, he gets to the third finger. Fourth finger is all good. With the 22, you finish out your knuckles. On your right hand, you are all set. And he's gonna look at you wearily. He's gonna say, "Are you ready to start the second one?"
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. So if I had just this one, Abso, and so my dragon tattoo would be on my pinky. Is that gonna touch the A, or is there a way to? Or should I do? I want it to be pinky though. It'll be farther up on the pinky. We're gonna go with a much smaller dragon than still the same sending spell, but much smaller dragon than I had originally planned.
Perfect.
Tiny little dragon.
Yeah.
But Vern's like,
so
yes, I'm ready. I feel really, really good about it now. This is nothing, right? This is nothing.
It's nothing. I feel better about it already. The hard one is done. He is going to switch out needles for a much smaller one. And this one looks longer. It's an arcane needle, since you're implanting a spell into the tattoo. And setup is the same. He doesn't have to change anything about the chair. He's just gonna go on in. For this one, the pain is a little bit different. It is more of a stinging than scratching. Same deal as before. Give me a con save for the first swipe.
Okay. So stinging, Vern was just electrocuted, right? So does he have some stamina against this? Because he's like, oh, this is nothing. I was fried by my own electricity. not half a day ago or something.
You were, and you almost died.
Right.
This should be nothing.
your nerves are still fucked up from you chain lightning yourself.
Yeah, they're just hyper aware. They're hypersensitive.
Is it bad that I'm just happy it's not a 1?
An 11 does beat it. So you go through this one. Notably takes much more time. He is taking a lot of time with the detail of the dragon. Again, it looks beautiful, but he has to go over everything twice. One to create the tattoo, and the second time over, he is lacing it with the magic. And give me a final con save. Fingers crossed. Final con save for the final pass of your dragon tattoo on your pinky. 24 will beat it. That was a DC 14.
Excellent. I first thought that 7 was a 1 when I rolled it, and I was like, no.
Going for the turkey. Yeah, so he much more confident now, both of you. He finishes the second pass on your dragon. He shades it beautifully. It looks wonderful. It looks just like a bronze dragon that you would recognize from your family crest.
Aw, good. I love it. This is perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for stopping in.
Of course. I can't. Do you think I'm ready for my next one to be a full back tattoo?
I think probably not. I think probably not. Not for a long
one step
time.
at a time. Yeah, that's fine. I'm still young. It's
maybe like a shoulder or something on a thigh.
Ooh,
Full
okay.
back is that's a pretty big commitment, and many hours that you and I would have to work together. So
there's this woman I kind of adore, and I think that her face on my thigh would look really nice. She's an older woman.
Is it Beth?
Yeah.
Beth.
But yeah, maybe I'm thinking
Vern
aloud.
showing up at Beth's house with no clothes on, just under,
but
and her face on his thigh.
I was imagining the dragon tattoo on the back, except it's just Beth.
Beth's face
dragon
on the dragon body.
Yeah. Hi, Vern. You fared slightly better than Eric.
I will say
worse
skin
average
grafting is
roll.
probably way
worse.
Way worse than
and tiny little tattoos in my hand.
Yeah, way worse. Yeah, you have a magical tattoo, so you can cast sending once per day.
Okay.
Renews at dawn.
Cool.
That's so incredibly useful.
Yeah.
Very cool, man. I want to shift over to Urzak because you are the only one that's kind of unaccounted for at this time. What are you doing in the city? Because everybody else is somewhere having things done to them or their possessions or their teth.
At some point, he'd probably go back and try to find, for the sake of plot, we'll say he was trying to go back and try to find Eric.
Okay. I love that. Yeah. So you make give me a survival or history, your choice.
24.
Yeah. You clearly remember Eric talking about being interested in you know, camouflaging his skin. I mean, before today, even that's something that he's been interested in. And when you all learned that there was a skin grafting and prosthesis shop, he was very interested in going and checking it out. So you would be pretty sure that that's where he would be. As you enter the shop, you see For about 60% of the walls are covered in prosthetic limbs, as we've described before. There is a limb for every situation. There are limbs with fins on them. There are limbs with blades on them. There are limbs with just hands and feet. There seems to be something for any type of adventure, something that anybody could use if they wanted to. In the back right hand corner of the shop, there are several sheets up, and all of the merchandise is down from the walls. You can see an elderly, just above middle age woman tending to a creature who is laying prone on a table. You would recognize the pants and boots of Eric. He is laying on the table, unconscious.
I will approach.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you come in. I'm with a customer right now. I'm very sorry. I can't provide any services.
That's all right. That's point to Eric's body and say that's my mustache.
So you're incapacitated. I can't take actions or reactions.
Certainly not. Nope.
Okay. So I am what, like Sleeping Beauty? I'm just like, okay.
You have passed on to the dream world for sure. Your body cannot take any actions now. Just say I don't understand.
So it looks like I'm unconscious then, not just incapacitated. Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is
full
that
blown
more
unconscious
accurate?
for sure. Yes.
Okay. Let me do that then. Okay. Okay.
Your mustache?
I mean, that's my companion over there.
Oh. Well, he was very close to the end of his procedure, and he just passed out a bit, nursing him back to health. And you can see that she has several balms and kind of salves laid out, and she is rubbing them into Eric's hand, rubbing a few of them on Eric's temples, um, periodically. Basically, D&D Vicks Vapo Rub under his nose to keep him fresh.
Back nose vapor.
And as you're there, Eric comes too. She gets him to wake back up. And she'll say, "Good morning."
That's my dragon here. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that. Urzak, where am I? Oh, okay. And I look around, I see the same shop. How long has it been, Urzak? What time of day is it?
You're okay. It's just mid evening.
Oh, yeah. I don't normally sleep, and usually when I do, I have a vivid dream. DM, I'm uncertain if unconscious I would have a dream or.
I'll leave that up to you. She is going to collect her bowls and head back to her back room. She'll say, "I just have to dispose of these real quick. I'll be back fairly quickly. Seems quite opportune that you came in when you did. You could keep him company. Keep him talking. Keep him talking."
So
and she will walk to the back room.
Urzak, I had this dream, and there was this
As soon as he starts talking about a dream, Urzak like finds somewhere to sit and like kicks his feet out and like opens a book. He's completely just like, yep.
And in that case, Eric's gonna take hint of that. I knew you would be, less interested in dreams. You just live the reality. I'll go tell Vern.
Go into a brief dialogue, just scientifically, like explaining what dreams are and how people have all this purchase into them, and it's all bullshit.
I was headed for the door to go find out what Vern was doing, and if you would like to listen to my dream, but that's kind of interesting. So I turn and then
Gosh, I can't cast Dream on Urzak. The moment I get an NPC that can cast Dream, Urzak is my prime target.
What's did she seem like she was done, or did she seem like she was going to come back and finish his procedure?
she's lined
She's
out.
going to come back and finish.
Yes.
She was cleaning up all the things she was using to wake him up and nurse him back to health.
Okay.
There would be about 10 minutes left, so you were like really close.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Urzak, do you like the new color? And I sort of show off the up, underside up and the top side of my arm.
Well, I'll say this: I hope you didn't get it for my satisfaction. I hope you like it.
Who says that I do things just to satisfy Urzak?
Exactly. You should do it to satisfy your own desires. How do you like it?
I had the dream, and again, talk about the dream. In this dream,
Urzak will sigh. Do you feel like this dream is like an affirmation of your desires to look more like an authentic sea elf, or
authentic sea elf, but see how stealthy I am under water operations. Don't you believe in dreams? Don't you believe they have meaning?
of course they have meaning. That it's when your consciousness is occupying a subspace of your brain and you're thinking about things you can't think of during the daytime, of course. So these are the natural thoughts that you're having. I just don't think that a dream search derive these thoughts and feelings. That perhaps these are just feelings you're having during your waking time, and they manifest into a three-dimensional space in which, Eric, my point is, I'm glad you like it. You feeling better? I could cast some healing on you if you'd like.
I seem to be fine, and I actually looked down at my pants that I soiled from the battle. Because
when you shit yourself.
That was shit. No, I just peed. I think.
peed a little. Just peed a little.
Yeah.
There's like the big explosive wave that everything's just covered in goo anyway. So,
but I do have to go. Urzak, and hope you enjoy your book.
But where are you going?
I'm gonna go see Vern.
No, you're gonna sit down in the chair, and she's gonna finish the procedure.
Oh, we're not done. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Actually,
maybe you do. Maybe you do need a little bit of healing, Eric.
Sorry, I'm just so disoriented. Something must have happened on, the last.
Yeah, I'm sure it was the dream. It's very disorienting.
No,
but anyway, the dream
clear as day. Clear as day. Clear as day, Urzak.
She will come back out at this point. She'll say, talking to Eric, she'll say, "Your Dragonborn friend talks quite a lot. He should write some of those thoughts down, I think."
If you're insinuating that I should compile some research that I've completed, is a thought that has crossed my mind before. However, I don't believe that reiterating material is much short of plagiarism. And rather than take claim for these thoughts myself, perhaps I should pass on the word to other folk who've not heard of these great works yet.
I'm sure that's very important to you, and I'm glad that you have that in your life. Shall we continue the procedure, Eric?
Yeah, and I start just sort of like dancing back over to the chair.
Okay. Okay. What an unhinged encounter. Okay.
This time using some resistance.
Okay. Give me
So
one final Constitution save.
I'm sitting there and I'm
Uh,
muttering.
it's going to be a slightly lower DC because you've had a bunch of time to the swelling in your hand has gone down, and you're not doing. Obviously, you're not doing this right after everything else. So I'm going to set this DC at 18.
Okay. And I would say Paylor shield me when I use resistance. And it's Constitution, correct? So, okay.
Mhm.
Just
Roll
checking.
one.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
And she'll take the next 7 or 8 minutes, insert the rest of the discs, and the color begins to bleed out into the tips of your fingers. And your hand is a beautiful shade of aquatic cerulean.
Avatar.
Yeah,
A way of water. Okay.
you are the Navi. Um she's going to ask you very candidly if uh, you know, because of what happened, do you want to do your other hand? She feels that you are safe to do so if you want to go through the process again. If not, she's happy to book you the next time you're in town.
I'm feeling a lot better with my friend here beside me. Do we have time, Urzak?
I believe the plan was to get mounts in the morning, so you have
All right.
into the evening. So you do have time to do another
I
one
do
if
have
you'd
time.
like.
I
Urzak,
think
what would really help is some conversation along the way. Last time I had to stay silent and
I I Eric, I have a sibling who in his early mid 20s partook in a lot of tribal tattooing. Um, and from my experience with him, I found it good to uh, separate sessions of these sorts. And if you've already passed out once, perhaps this is I don't know. I'm not the expert. Perhaps we could ask this nice young lady
Hmm. What do
what
you
she
think, ma'am?
recommends.
Yeah.
In mechanical terms, your DCs would increase by 1 if you do it again. So not by an
Okay.
exorbitant amount, but it would be
Okay.
um,
I think
a
this
little
time,
bit higher.
yeah, I think this time casting resistance as I go, if you allow that,
Yeah,
can kind of overcome that steeper DC. So,
great. So if you're okay with it, since we already went through the process once, you know what to expect. Um, I'm just gonna have you roll 4 con saves.
okay.
One for the initial opening. Again, she is going to inject you with this serum and open your skin. Yeah, that DC was 10, so you are good there. Um, and now the actual implantation DCs. The first one is going to be set at 13. Great. And the next one is going to be set at 16. Nice. And the final one, down to the tips of your fingers, that is going to be set at 21.
Hmm.
Nice. There we go.
So I'm just saying shield
Damn.
Paylor a bunch of times, and I feel like like nothing is really any harder than last time, but a lot easier.
Yeah. 3 hours later, you have 2 blue hands, Eric.
A little bit
If
past my
you
wrist, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so they kind of go up and just like fade into your skin tone. She made it look like it wasn't accidental. She took a lot of care to make sure that it went with the rest of your skin tone, so it's not super jarring. Like if you pull up your sleeves, it's not like a full tattoo on your
It's like
hands.
a farmer tan.
Yeah. If you were to cast Detect Magic on your hands now, they would have a dull blue glow from Abjuration Magic. So they are magical. It's not just a tattoo. It's not just a coloration of your skin. And if you are fully immersed in water, because of your hands, you have not advantage, but you have +1 to stealth checks if you are fully immersed.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, that will increase if you do different parts of your body. That I will say that on a case by case basis, that will decrease if you wear things over the grafts. So if you wear gloves, you won't get that bonus.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay.
Awesome. For the tattoo, Vern, I'm gonna make a magic item for you so you can keep track of that on your sheet. For yours, I think I might make a feat, Eric, and give that to you. Because that might be better showing up in like the features section.
Yeah, it's not
rather
exactly
than your items.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So I will work on both of those things for next week. Cool. Jumping back to Crowbar, you watch this old man work on your glaive. His craftsmanship is exquisite. Anything that anybody that you've ever watched work on weapons, he is doing any and all of the best practices that you can find on your glaive. He's taking great care of it, as well as Elias's weapon too. You see him after he's done polishing everything. He kind of lacing, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. He takes the chain of the pendant and kind of laces it around the roping of the hilt below the blade of your glaive, just so it kind of hangs there, but not so it would get in the way of anything that you do in battle. So you don't have to think about that. And it is like a brand new weapon. It feels the same. It feels like the glaive that you've carried for all these years, but it is objectively stronger, definitely sturdier for sure.
All right, I guess I'll just take both of the weapons and I'll throw in an extra 20 gold or so because he took so much care of it.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And I guess Elias and me will be on our way.
Awesome.
Hood's back up.
Right. The party was interested at the end of last session to discuss mounts. We had two options that I think we came to last week. One of which was to secure the mounts at night and just head out right away in the morning. The second option is to wait for the stables to open, which would be like 9 a.m., and take care of mounts in the morning. So you could do that now and leave early, or you can head in for a long rest and do it in the morning.
I say we do
What
it
would
now.
you guys like to do?
Yeah, I'll do it now.
So we can get
I think if we
early
do it
starts,
now, we
since
have
I
to
assume
take
the
care of
desert's
mounts
hot.
overnight.
They're camels, right?
Yeah, they don't need much.
Okay.
Right, Vern would be delighted to take care of more animals.
I would, yeah.
Okay. So, in the... Oh, what happened?
Sorry, Billy froze for me.
Yeah, it froze for me
yeah.
too. And he was gonna make a point. And it was like and it just it stopped.
Oh,
Oh, he's back now.
I'm back. I'm back now. I like the idea. Well, I didn't like the idea of Vern enlarging Zapdos, and then having Zapdos carry Vern in his little shop, like
Oh,
little
yeah.
lantern.
I remember I have that.
Yeah. It sounds like a horrific way to die, is what it sounds like. Just accident, or just end up. You're gonna end up. This is exactly what's gonna happen. That's gonna happen, and then Zapdos is gonna roll a natural 1 on his survival check, and he's gonna end up next to Viseria, and then Vern's gonna come out, and he's gonna be in front of an ancient green dragon.
Isn't Viseria like Zapdos though? Right?
Zapdos,
yeah.
not Vern, not Vern Wellerby.
Well, it's just Zapdos in a small little house, and Vern will hide in one of the cabinets inside the house. So she peeks her dragon eye inside. She won't see me.
Surely dragons don't have true sight.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll do a more conventional way too. You know, there's no reason to attract more unwanted attention to myself by being in a mechanical bird carrying a house. Camel's a good way to go.
I think that's pretty fun idea though.
That sounds like a good premise for like a Miyazaki film, though, right?
There we go. Yeah.
And man turns into mini house. Bird carries him around.
Hey, man,
Runs into Dragon Mommy.
That's such a good screenshot of Billy. That's gonna be an NPC at one point.
Oh, yes.
All right, so I am going to share a document in the general chat. There are 2 separate places for vehicles or mounts. There is a stable called the Dodoran Stable, and there is a kind of a general store that outside sells primitive vehicles. The store is called Just In Case. It is a lot of equipment like climbing gear and basic clothing and things like that, but they also sell vehicles. I'm gonna send this over right now. So there is a list of mounts on the front or on the first tab. And there is a list of 3 vehicle options if you choose to go that way, like pulled vehicles, if you want to go that route, if you don't all want to ride. There are several options, anything from draft horses to camels to elephants. You can buy them or you can rent them per day. And they all have kind of different benefits and different limitations.
All right, guys. I know we talked about camels, but how fucking bad do you guys want an elephant?
Dude, I mean, if there was another mount in this area, it would be elephants and then probably some type of horse, right? Like elephants are hot environment.
Riding horses, draft horses, elephants, plains cow, a pony, which is medium, so only small creatures can ride them. Moorbounder, which is like a fiendish mount that loses control really easily, but they're super, super fast. Camels and axe beaks, which are like bird pony hybrids.
Fucking get those elephants, boys.
I think
How many elephants do we need though?
They're huge.
I think the honest answer is the Moorbounders, but god damn, do I want a fucking elephant? So we can carry it throughout the entire game and cause issues.
I would feel so bad surprising you guys with this. I have it listed as the limitation for the Moorbounders. You all have to make consistent animal handling checks as you go.
Fine. Moorbounders are kitties?
Oh yeah, they're like kitty demons, I think.
They're so cool.
Underdark kitty things.
Yeah, those are the things from that they used in Critical Role.
I like them.
I mean, I'm good with a riding horse.
Boo. Stop being conventional.
But it's up to you guys.
I want a demon kitty.
Yeah, I just looked at my animal handling, and maybe that's not the best idea for Urzok, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that would be pretty great.
Here's a question for you, DM.
Mhm.
Are we concerned about feeding these animals?
Yes. You also need to purchase feed.
How much does it cost to feed an elephant?
That's a good question.
No,
A
here's the
lot.
real question: are elephants carnivorous? That's the real question. Are
I
they
don't.
carnivorous?
If he gets hungry enough
I
to eat
don't
us.
think so.
No.
Are elephants natural prey to moorbounders?
I didn't think about that, but a moorbounder definitely would attack another animal if you fail the animal handling.
You fail to
No.
feed it.
I
Yeah.
guess it doesn't say specifically, but I'll look up more about it. Yeah, let's see. Though the process of domesticating a moorbounder is fraught with peril, these creatures can become favored hunting companions and powerful war mounts. They're known as dangerous killers to those who try to avoid them on their travels. So if you fail the animal handling check, they will likely try and kill you. But they're the
Yeah.
fastest. So
They're not that much faster though.
We're only as fast as our slowest mount, though. So let's just
Right.
we'll be realistic here. Our plains cows cool looking. Let me.
think of those as like oxen.
Okay. Ooh. Can I get one and just name it after the tattoo guy?
This is Bromley the ox.
Yeah. I think I like the. It seems basic, but I think like we should probably get something that's. Well, when we actually approach the place, we're not going to be on these mounts, I'm guessing. So it doesn't matter if they make noise or whatever. I kind of just like the axe beak. I think that sounds like all of us have a chocobo and we just ride him through the desert. Sounds great.
Once again, you're speaking logic, which I appreciate. But imagine pulling up to this fucking bandit compound on elephants.
We can only get 2 elephants.
That'll fit.
Can we put half the party on one and half on the other?
I would assume.
Yeah.
Does anyone have enlarge
yeah,
reduce in case we need to move them?
I would say
Plus,
you
would
could
have to.
put 3 creatures on an elephant. Yeah.
At the very least, you wouldn't have to worry
With
about
all your
that.
stuff.
Well, it says the carrying capacity of an elephant is 1,300 pounds.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. So yeah, you figure you take Teth away because he's got his thing. Urzok's what, 500 pounds, 600 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we get the elephants later.
I think that's a good idea.
Just get the XP.
Is there
or camel.
Is there a
what's
bag of
the-
holding for
why-
elephants?
Why not get an elephant though?
Well,
They're a little bit slower, more expensive.
yeah, and we're not trying to
not
intimidate.
but-
We're not gonna. I assume we're trying to stealth our way in, or are we gonna?
Just gonna throw it out
Yeah.
there. The wilds where we're going is dangerous as fuck. Right? So
Sure.
I think it's gonna be a lot harder to kill an elephant versus a chocobo if there's stray things. Just throwing it out there, devil's advocate. I actually don't care. I'm just trying to think of a reason to ride up on elephants, honestly. So
Yeah, this
you
might
said
be
it, Billy, and now all I can imagine is just showing up on elephants.
Okay, Vern's convinced. He wants an elephant too.
Also,
if we get the elephant, how is like does it come with like the adornments and saddle and all of that?
Yeah, with the purchase and rental, you would have riding equipment included in that.
Okay. And what about the buying expense? Is that included in there?
250.
That is included in. If you buy it, it is included. Yes.
Okay.
Man, why rent when you could buy it? Jeez,
And
$250.
I looked up rough estimates on feeding animals per day. It says an elephant. It says feed and stabling for 1 gold per day.
What?
Is that something you would agree with,
Steal.
or
I could. I mean, yeah.
I would just to make it more than the other ones. I would go up to 2 gold. I'm fine with that. Or 1 gold for any of the other mounts, just because of the size difference.
Elephants eat between 149 to 169 kilograms of vegetation daily. So 300 to 375 pounds of vegetation, apparently. Apparently. Allegedly.
That is true. Let's make it 3 gold.
Not to make our fantasy game more complicated, because I am totally not about that.
I'm all about simplifying. We'll say 3 a day to keep the elephant fed, or 1 gold a day for any of the other mounts.
all right? Let's rent the horse, or let's rent the elephants, and we bring them back. And if we like them, we'll buy them. We'll keep them.
Can we rent to buy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if we rent for like 3 days, can we put that towards our purchase
Jesus.
of the elephant?
Who's fronting the group right now? I would allow you to make a persuasion check to see if you could lease to own.
I will do it. I'm business savvy.
That's true.
The other thing is do we know how long this trip is supposed to be as well? Because that's going to factor into the renting per day versus buying thing, right?
At 40-foot movement speed, you're looking at 2 days.
Okay, so
2 days there, 2 days back.
Yeah,
and then 2 days back. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's assuming that's just going there and coming back. It's not like the week that we're gonna just get fucking butt fucked by the wilds.
Right, also, let's talk about this. If we rent the elephant for 5 days, we might as well buy it, because then we could, if we don't like the elephant, sell it back.
Yeah,
make some of our money back.
We use it as our battering ram, and we sacrifice the elephant to break in through the front door.
If you rent any of these mounts and don't return them, they will ask for 150% of the buying price.
Ooh.
For a dead animal.
Definitely buying then. We're gonna buy this elephant outright.
It'll be cheaper to kill if we buy it.
Yeah. Knowing my luck, I don't want Vern to be watching the elephant at a time when animals are prowling around and it's like, oh, roll for.
Also very openly, I'm never going to purposefully try and kill one of your mounts. I don't want to play that way.
I was going to say it
in my power beyond, horrible Vern dice rolls.
Spike kill our elephant.
Yeah, I'm not going to spike kill your elephant. If you roll a natural 1 on your Moorbounder animal handling check, that's a different story.
Okay. So if we buy both the elephants and we get 10 days of feed, that's 106 gold pieces each. Okay. Which is fine by me. I don't know if anybody else has objections or not.
I will contribute gold. Well, let me check.
Yep.
I have enough gold.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
This is for everyone to use elephants, or what?
So it'd be for both elephants, yeah. Which I assume
minus 106.
I guess I can do 100 gold for elephants, but yeah, all right.
If anyone's short on cash, I can cover.
I'm down to I'm down to what, 1,200?
Okay, you're fine. Shut up.
I got 400 gold, baby. Let's do it.
Buy an elephant.
I'm not even riding the elephant, but I want these fucking elephants. How much gold is it? 106?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, 106 removed.
All right.
Done. It's done. I can't undo it.
We've done it.
We've done it. We've done it, boys. We got tattoos and purchased some elephants. Some really good financial decisions, I think.
Spent a lot of money today.
Welcome to Kazul. Elephants.
It's like, well, what do you do off base? Well, there's the strip clubs and you got tattoo parlors. That's about it.
And elephant
Kazul.
stables.
And elephant stables.
Guys, after this, we should get in the circus business.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck about the orbs of the Presidium? Let's make some money.
Yeah.
Buy some more elephants.
I like how we have like to feed them now, like throughout the entire campaign, and like so on, and like.
Oh,
into the
these
future.
elephants are 100% gonna die in like 3 days.
But the
They're gonna
DMs.
get-
It's not even gonna be Barlos. It's gonna be Vern rolls too many nat ones and fries our elephants.
Yeah, great. So you you find one of the stable keepers, and they will accept all of your gold. They provide you 2 large sacks of feed, and they will walk you back to the area where they're keeping the 2 elephants. They're the only 2 that they have. And neither of them are named, but you can see that they are adorned. Both of them have beautiful head pieces that are laying across their foreheads and between their eyes, just down to the tip of their trunk, the top of their trunk, sorry. And they are both already pre-mounted with seating arrangements with 3 seats on each elephant back and plenty of room for storage. So if you want to, if you end up finding other things on your journey, your elephants can carry those for you if they have carrying capacity.
Hey guys,
Shotgun, fuck.
On 3, we'll have to put a name for an elephant in Discord.
Okay. Yeah, everyone put 2 names.
You ready?
Then
On 3. Wait, 2 names or 1 name?
Well, we have 5 people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
so let's
put one.
just
Put one.
one. All right.
And then
Just one?
we'll
One,
rank
one, one.
for 2 of them. We're going to put it into wheelofnames.com.
Wait, where did you put the names?
In general, I guess.
Oh, I don't see it in general.
I'm waiting.
Okay.
Waiting.
I have not.
I
got
didn't think of my
mine.
name yet. Hang on. Okay.
Got mine
let me see.
ready.
That's why
I
we're
think
ready.
Don Fan is obvious, but
All right, I'm good.
I'll just do that then for now. Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Names.
Simon.
For the record, Simon and Garfunkel is one
name.
elephant.
That is one
That's
elephant.
Sure.
It's funny. I saw Fluffy. I almost put in Marshmallow for the name.
All right. We have
I figured it had to have an apostrophe because of Kazul.
Fluffy, all caps.
Was that a Pokemon trend?
Don
It is.
Fan.
It's the one up there.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know shit about Pokemon.
I just forget who's Baby Don Fan?
There's my second one.
Ampy.
Amphy.
Donald Trunk.
Oh, dang.
Fuck that. No, I'm just kidding.
Which one do you want? Don Fan or
Pretty
Donald
good,
Trunk?
pretty
Because
Donald Trunk. I think we need to. Yeah.
okay.
Aww. Yeah, Fancy's adorable. I'm all about those Gen 2 Pokemon. They're great.
I always
Okay,
really
so
like
now-
a golden era of like decent ideas for Pokemon before they got a little too outlandish.
Yeah.
Never as outlandish as like Digimon though, so it's like
True.
it's only relative.
We're like, this angel is now your Pokemon.
Digimon's dumb, man. Like
Who the fuck has
Digivolve and Digivolutions, like Digi, just everything.
who has the other Spellshare Stone?
Huh?
Other what?
That's a good question. I think you might still have both of them.
Okay, because I
You
have
haven't given it to anybody else.
I have Spellshare Stones, but I wasn't sure if it was like that was just one, or I wasn't sure if it was the single item or if it was like a pair. You know what I mean?
It is a pair. Yeah, you have a pair.
Okay.
All right, guys.
I have
Here we
them.
go. We're taking a video right now. What's gonna be?
Carlos is like, man, all this crazy shit can happen today, guys. Or guys buy and name elephants.
We have a winner. The first elephant's name is Zondel.
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 Sounds
And
like
the second
a nice Corinthian.
Simon and
name.
Garfunkel is the second elephant.
The second elephant is indeed Simon and Garfunkel. Hilarious.
I don't know why Zondel sounds like the horse or the elephant equivalent of Rhonda.
Sounds like Tay
Yeah,
Zonday.
Zondel. What you tell him, Rhonda?
Zondale. All right.
Good job, guys.
Can anybody talk to animals other than our cleric that's not here?
I think I can.
Yeah,
Yep.
bro.
I can speak with animals.
Do you want
Give me 1 second. I have to go check something real quick. I think Amazon just delivered a bunch of packages to a different address, like the same address that we have, but like they just sent the picture confirming it, and it's not our house.
Yeah.
So, and it's like
Godspeed.
5 packages. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
I'm gonna go take a leak, please.
I'm gonna make some tea. We're gonna take a little break.
See you guys
Yeah.
in 5.
Packages are definitely not at our house.
Yikes.
They're at somebody else's house. Dang, I don't even know how to rectify that. Like, what? I'm trying to think. Like, even if we complain to Amazon,
Yeah, so depending on like how bad they fucked up the address, I've had it before where the neighbors, they'll send it to the neighbors, and the
Yeah.
neighbors are decent humans, and they just take it and drop it off at my door. But if it is legit, like you can't find them, or you like go over there and ask people about it, they're like, "Oh, we don't know what you're talking about." Yeah, that's 100% like an Amazon. Get a hold of Amazon. There's like a what the fuck is it called? There's like an AI like that they have that like deals with like lost shit or stuff not being delivered. That's pretty legit from what I've seen. Like there was a package they delivered. I had it on my computer desk for forever because it was fucking wild. They delivered. I don't remember what it was supposed to be. Oh, it's pre-workout. It's supposed to be like a container like this of pre-workout, a decent size, and they delivered an empty, like, delivery envelope to my door. It was just nothing in it.
What?
They're like, "Here's your pre-workout." It's like they just didn't put it in the package and then they sent it off. And I got a hold of them. I was like, "Hey, you just straight up didn't deliver this." They're like, "Okay, well, we'll refund you, and then we're gonna send you a new one for free." Like, okay,
That's good of them to do that.
yeah. Or
I
no,
also-
they refunded it. They didn't send me a new one for free. But there was another time where they delivered the wrong, like instead of a 90 serving, they did a 30
Mhm.
serving, and it's like, hey, I paid for a 90, blah blah blah. So they basically didn't send me, or they sent me another 90 serving, but they didn't charge me for it. So basically, I got like free 30 servings or whatever. But yeah, there's an Amazon AI thing that I've dealt with a few times. I don't know what it's called, but it's pretty legit.
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah. I've done it through the app where it's just like you go through and it's like, you make a claim or, say like, hey, like they didn't deliver my package or blah, blah, blah. There's a whole little click process.
Yeah, I feel like if you go to your order, there should be a pretty
Yeah.
obvious section that's like my package wasn't delivered or I didn't receive what I wanted.
Yep.
You're ready to get home. Ever do that?
Man, I did not think we were buying Olsons today.
I didn't either.
I didn't consider it, but as soon as you said like I have a list and I'm a slut for some Excel spreadsheets, I'll tell you that. I saw this spreadsheet pop up and I was like, we're in the desert. Elephants. Made sense.
Out of curiosity, Barlos.
Hmm?
Did Andrew say he's going to play with us next week or not? Not we go back to Monday.
I would assume that he will be. I haven't talked to him directly about it. I texted him the other day telling him to at least listen to the prologues from last week and then tonight.
Mhm.
And he responded to those pretty quickly. I don't know. I'll text him tonight though.
Is there going to be like it's going to be one of those things where it's like 80 years in the past? The person who was at Arvantis actually had skin grafting done and they were changed into Brackelbath.
Oh, Arvantis is a full elf. He's a sea elf. So he's an old boy.
Yeah.
Um
I guess I don't know anything about Arvantis because I didn't start until the second season.
Oh yeah, he died right away.
Yeah, and he immediately got murdered. And I was just like, right out the gate, I was like, wow, that seemed extreme.
Who is this guy and why
Who
did he
is this
deserve?
guy? Yeah, what did he do? Man, he must have been a fucking prick. And then he just
Well, he wasn't not a prick, but I don't think he deserved to die.
I don't think he didn't deserve a furnace.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm sure he has a warlock pact with somebody. I completely forgot I was gonna.
I'll tell you this. I'm pretty sure that person he had the pact with was Sekala.
Yeah, I forgot I was gonna try to Ragna him in the Kazul game, but I completely forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that he was in the game.
Oh, I didn't. I was like, how can I fuck this up? How can I make this undying like thing come true?
Wait, Billy, have you heard of this? There's an anime that came out within, I think it came out the last year. It's called Ragna Crimson.
That sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen it though. Let me pull it up.
Literally an anime that has Ragna in it. And I don't say people. It keeps popping up on my TikTok. As like people saying it's really good.
Let me see. It sounds familiar.
I was thinking like of all of our D&D characters, like which one would they make an anime about? And I feel like Ragna's a pretty strong candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Ragnar's cool.
I
He was
have
like-
the power of God and anime on my side.
Exactly. She's overpowered.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Overpowered.
She's got the she's very like a tsundere vibes.
Yeah.
She can fly.
I'm trying to think.
Or she can fly.
Um,
She has a very cool set of heavy armor.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Dude, have you seen that? There's a fucking scene. God, what is it from? I think it's from like a Sword Art like later season that nobody's probably seen. But it's like there's this big battle and there's like this big fucking giant guy like trying to like go crush this woman, and like her lieutenant jumps out and like grabs like blocks the blow and is like it's like the most epic thing for no reason, but it's just basically this like person like pushing back against this giant strike. But it's like slowly like the armor is shattering, like this woman's bleeding out her fucking eyes. Like I have to find a sent to you, Billy.
Yeah,
It's just absurd.
Hi, buddy.
God, I'm trying to think of who else would be an anime outside of All Might, obviously, who's already an anime protagonist. Sort of anime in an anime. Let's
I mean, Grim would absolutely be an anime. He would just be the bad guy.
see. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love to watch an anime with Grim.
Okay, I'll send it to you, Billy. Um, no, it's like trying to go down a rabbit hole of like all the characters you guys ever played.
Yeah, you've shown your characters a couple times, and it's like think back. It's like, oh, I recognize that character. I couldn't tell you anything about them, but I recognize them.
Yeah. I mean, Tetsu is definitely in a mecha anime of some kind, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It has.
I feel like Vern would be great too. Just like the
That's what I was trying to
the
think.
dragon blood mechanical hand. Except he'd have to have like some stupid overpowered like isekai power.
Yeah.
I feel like
Or
there's a
almost
joke
like
you can make with ooey and like having an English dub there.
Yeah, it's funny. All right. Well, I don't. Did Brad say that he was gonna be back? Brad, where are you?
I'm not sure. I thought he went to use bathroom, but
He said he's here just eating bagels.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and they're
Oh,
like
it's in roll 20. Okay.
peanut butter and
You're
chocolate and
just eating
honey.
bagels.
They're very chewy.
Nice. Great.
That's a fucking bagel. Peanut butter, chocolate, and honey.
Yeah.
Damn,
Hell yeah,
bro.
dude.
Like I need to do that to like I'm gonna do that before I go to bed every night.
Get your calories up.
Get my fucking
Yeah.
calories up. Yeah. Fuck ice cream. I can have a peanut butter, chocolate, and honey bagel. Sounds great.
Right. Well, you have your elephants. They can store them at the stable for you overnight. And you can set out in the morning. Would you like to do anything else, or would you like to go ahead and lodge in the military district for your long rest?
Lodge.
I
would
want to
Great.
talk to
love a
the.
long rest.
I want another tattoo. No, Lodge.
I want to talk to the party.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. Well, it's very convenient that we're all here at the same time because I want to talk with all of you. I'm just going to assume we're wherever we're staying, I would say. Or I don't know. Do people drink? Suppose we could be there as well. Just full disclosure before we go any further. And Teth is going to pull out his little notebook that he carries, that he occasionally draws things in. And he starts to draw a picture. And as he's drawing, he says, I'm going to draw you a picture of the organization that I work for, called the Eterna. And he will begin drawing a picture.
As he's drawing, Urzak's gonna pipe in and say, sorry, I guess I didn't know that you worked for an organization. Can you elaborate on that? Or are you about to elaborate on that?
Of sorts. It's so you've met Gail, right?
Sure.
There was a handful of us from, and correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, Barlos, but I'm pretty sure I remember a good chunk of it. So we haven't talked about it for a while.
Mhm.
So you've met Gail. Kind of to summarize it up, after the war, the Two-Faced War, there was a bunch of us that kind of went our own way, and some of us went here, some of us went there, and there was a couple of us that kind of stuck together and kind of put together something to help those affected by war. By no means is this like a super secret spy agency or anything like that. It's just a bunch of old war machines that try to help. But I think you'll see why I'm concerned about. Well, you'll see. And then Tef will keep drawing what he's known as the Eterna symbol for some time. And
So, Eterna, the people you work with, these are still the same people that you worked with after the war?
technically, yes, but no. To, I think, what you're going down. After the war, the Sith kingdom was shattered. And myself and Ramsey and a couple others, we kind of, you know, we were brainwashed by the government to kind of explain it. We kind of had our own choices in what we wanted to do, so kind of broke away from it at then. But technically, yes, we worked for this former government, but towards a different goal, not the war crimes that, you know, was 300 years in the past.
I guess I meant to say that you said you work for Eterna as in the present,
Yes.
and this is the
Well,
same Eterna that existed 200 years ago?
Yes, but it existed after the kingdom had fallen.
Right.
It was created after the kingdom had fallen. So it's been around, I don't know. I was active for maybe 5 or 6 years. So 5 or 6 years, the war ended. The Eterna began shortly after. The way that I kind of envisioned it above game, because there was a couple of routes that I had discussed with Barlos, and it was kind of like, oh, is this like a cool like secret organization of like just hidden robots and there's only like a couple of you, or is it like, or is it something else? And the way that I kind of, even though I was like, man, that's really cool to envision, but I kind of envisioned it more like the only thing I could relate it to is like just a VFW. It's just like a bunch of old fucking vets just fucking drinking and don't have fucking all their appendages and or need help because they're fucking crazy. But yeah, kind of more along those lines as opposed to like, this is a secret organization that does good in the world. Kind of operates by itself, but it's kind of some of the discussions that me and Barros have had just to kind of give a little bit of a above game kind of idea of it. And correct me if I'm wrong, Barlos, but the picture that Teth draws is very, very similar to a certain clock.
The clock from the cathedral.
The clock from the Chasers.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that will.
I put it in general what Teth would draw. But did I?
I don't see
Sent
it.
it from my phone.
No.
This is the same symbol of the Nazi party.
I guess we'll see.
Oh, I sent it to the wrong general chat.
Teth drew a swastika?
Well, he drew a swastika with an armband on, or armband swastika. It's okay, we'll get there. There we go. Beautiful. It's got a little puppy dog.
I generally looked. I was like, oh, here it is.
I was like, oh shit, damn, that's a good drawing.
That's close. It has 4 little legs.
There it is.
It does, and it's got 2 little eyes.
Hey.
But yeah, Teth will draw that, and then if you'd like, you can see the similarities between the what I've realized is the symbol that the Chasers are using with the clock design.
So do you think the Chasers have adopted your group's?
Oh, I think it's very similar. Whether it's intentional or not, who knows? But I do think that there's a very strong possibility that some of the people that I used to work with that have gone missing for some time might be still working for the Chasers, or potentially deeply rooted in some of these ideas that have, well, for all intents and purposes, should have died 300 years ago, but exist. Who better to hold on to old ideas than somebody who's old themselves? This is all just speculation, but To give you a rundown, there was 13 of us that were killcasters, and there is a significant chunk of us who basically disappeared after the war that were still living. Some, I mean, I have some confirmations on some people that we know that were deconstructed or perished before the war had finished. Some of us were made from parts of the pre-existing killcasters. Like, for example, part of K2 and K3 were used in my creation. What I'm getting at is that there might be some old pissed off robots from the war somewhere associated with cast or the chasers.
So obviously much time has passed since the war, but I find it hard to believe that old killcaster units would be aligning their interests with higher ups and the caster regime.
I suppose it depends on what their goals are.
Do you think they've possibly been brainwashed, or
I think they adapted to the situation that they were in, whether it's out of their own selfish desires for power or staying alive, moving on to something else, operating. I mean, the chasers seem pretty, as far as being a part of the chasers or part of, Jesus, so many fucking C's. The casters. Chasers being part of the casters, I mean, they seem like they operate pretty independently. I mean, I'm sure that there's some sort of ranking structure there, but
we'll say
I don't even know.
We do know, however, that from at least Brackle's mouth, that Cerberus ordered the execution of these people as well. So whether or not they are the same entity or not, we don't know, but their goals definitely align.
Agreed.
That being said, it's Brackle who said it.
If only he was here to defend himself.
And he's not here right now.
He is not here right now.
Can't roll a 25 deception if you're not here, fucker.
Yeah. Eat a dick.
At this point, you are going to get a knock on the door of your bunk.
Oh, Jesus. I thought you were going to say sanity check.
No, no. I think just verbally running through it is okay for Teth. He's not that shattered yet.
Okay, great.
But yeah, you receive a knock on the door of your assigned dormitory.
Somebody invite somebody.
No.
Me neither. Who is it?
So Ryan.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, open the door.
Urzak will
Unless Urzak wants to.
summon the blade in his hand and answer the door anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed Orion outside.
Allegedly.
He is allegedly. He is alone. He also has a blade drawn. Old habits from the war. die hard. Um, and he won't impose. He sees that you have your weapon drawn and you are reserved. So he um, will stay outside. He won't try and come in. And he'll say,
He'll just, in response to that, he'll look at Orion and say, "When when's the first time we met?"
uh, "We've never discussed this, so I'm gonna make it up on the spot, and it's gonna be truthful." uh, we happened to be fighting alongside each other a few years back in a raid in the Eastern Desert. You were carrying your blade of Lendis, and that was back when I was uh, mostly using trident. I fought with a great trident in the desert.
It's so crazy. He couldn't have made it up.
I know you're it's such a funny juxtaposition where it's like Michael Barlos is making this up, but the character is allegedly telling the truth.
Yeah.
Acknowledging that is the truth, Urzak will stow his blade and invite Orion in.
He will do the same and walk in. He'll say, "Sorry to bother you all this late hour. I know that you have a lengthy couple days ahead of you. I've been in touch with Hargrave. She's on her way back into the city. She'll be here by tomorrow morning. And I was wondering if you all could do me one more favor. It's on your way to where you're going anyway."
Well, at least hear you out. Do what we can.
Here in Kazul, we have one of the strongest, the highest security holding facilities for criminals. We had it installed once everything happened 5 years ago. We made sure our defenses for this facility are near impenetrable. There's another facility that's similar south within the wilds, very close to the general area that you are headed. We need to make some room in our facility for some new entries that she's going to be bringing in. So we're moving 2 of our prisoners down south. I was wondering if you would escort them.
Do you have another elephant available?
He's going to take that 100% literally, and he'll say, "I can get you a 3rd elephant by tomorrow."
How do you know we have 2 elephants?
They're
Draw your
literally
sword
right
again, or
outside.
something.
They're right outside the barracks.
Oh,
The illusion drops. It's Arvantis. He's been alive the whole time. I've been following you fuckers. He'll say, "I have eyes on all of the merchants in the area. Any big purchases like that, I would be privy to. Uh, Congratulations on the new tattoos, by the way."
those are deemed big purchases.
I mean, in a city full of poor commoners, you're dropping thousands of gold. Yeah, those are big purchases.
You're like, hey, there's 2 elephants that have been on sale for 3 years. They got bought today. Yeah, Simon and Garfunkel and the Zondel. Yeah, those 2.
Good for Zundel. Yeah, just
He'll say, "I'm partial to Simon and Garfunkel, but Zondel is also very nice."
yeah. Zundel does in that picture you sent look a little rough.
I searched D&D Elephant Mount, and those were the first two that applied.
Orion, to be quite blunt with you, don't have a problem assisting you with your request, but um, A, we're in quite of a hurry, as one of our companions is being held captive somewhere. B, we're in the middle of helping you with your last request, which is keeping the city safe. Um, so, and while I don't feel like you're a burden to us, and this request is beyond our reach, uh, I guess I posit to my friends at the moment that is this a smart idea for us to do? It seems like a lot for us to juggle.
So-
Is this something
Oh.
that can wait a few days? Perhaps after we quell the danger that exists out in the wilds that we're
I
diving
mean,
headfirst into?
I guess it depends. Orion, how like what security level prisoners are these that we're escorting?
I switched over to the map. It is Kazat maximum security.
Ooh, that sounds extreme.
There are two of them, as I said before. They're one of them is a kind of a shifty little character. Not even sure what he was put in for, but he doesn't look very tough.
Shouldn't you know that?
Uh,
For someone who knows about elephant purchases in the city, you don't know why your own prisoners are in their cells? Orion?
uh,
Or should I say Arvantis?
our the
Old
the
man
other one
Jenkins.
was placed in our custody for murdering several civilians. Uh, he still to this day hasn't confessed to why. He just confessed that he did it. A large Goliath guy. The other one is a tiny little goblin.
Do they know each other? Are they friends?
Isn't that
I would-
superfluous? Large Goliath.
That's true.
Good
I
point,
guess
Eric. Good point.
they do know each other. They serve in the same population in prison. I'm unaware whether or not they're friendly, but they haven't killed each other, so they're at least not enemies.
So
When we do drop off these prisoners at Kazat, do you think your comrades there would be helpful and maybe I don't know what types of tools or things they might have available, but since they're located in the wilds, maybe they are better equipped for the wilds?
In return, I can promise you at least 10 men to go with you on your way. They could be ready at the prison to journey with you once you get there.
So we get 10 men and one elephant from this deal.
And one elephant, that's right.
Urzak, I think this
Also
is
get a sizable chunk of gold.
it's on the way. I mean,
I'm not saying no, just asking you, do you think this is a good idea?
hmm.
I won't keep you much longer. I'll allow you to discuss and take the night. I'll be back in the morning to see you off anyway, so you can give me your answer then. And he'll kind of nod to all of you. He'll say, I wish you a good night. And he will exit.
Was
All right.
Cyprus?
I didn't want to insult him again, but there's no way we're taking those 10 men.
No.
Did you see how the last ones fought?
That was here though. These are the ones that are training and dwelling in the middle of the wilds.
I don't.
They're built different.
I think people out in the middle of nowhere probably slack off more than anything.
I actually do have a plan for 10 men, believe it or not, and it does not include fighting.
Teth, can you quickly explain before my mind wanders?
So, right now we need intel, right? We had talked about going to a city that's on the outside of the wilds. Is that what Cyprus is, DM? Was that the city that we were talking about, or like a settlement that's on the outskirts? Yep. So initially we had talked about going to Cyprus, maybe trying to get some intel and figure out where the hell we're going. Right now we know Zoithla is somewhere in the wilds, but we don't know exactly where. My thought initially with Orion when he said, no, I don't have any men because we don't, was to send other people to get intel out in the wilds. However, it seems like it is pretty dangerous. I wouldn't want to put them on the front line necessarily. But, and then Teth is going to tap his prayer bead. We make those men into wind and then have them do reconnaissance through the wilds and then return before they poof back into people.
It's not bad. Well, Urzak?
I think it's a better idea than having them fight for us.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think them fighting is a good idea.
I think that minimizes the risk of injury or death. But to play devil's advocate, completely don't know what we're dealing with. We could just as well be sending these men to their graves.
To be honest, or well, not honest, but we are doing a task for Orion. He is offering his services of these 10 men. And while I don't want to see them slain, I mean, they're doing their work, essentially, right?
I'll agree to it on the condition that everyone who goes agrees to it.
I'm good with that.
I vote for it. Yay to the prisoners.
That being said, I'm very curious to see what the capability of these prisoners are.
You still have those really good, nice manacles, Urzak?
Well, those would be really helpful. Good point, Teth.
Yeah.
Urzak's gonna pull with 3 pairs of manacles out of his pocket and put them on himself, and then probably with little to no effort, just kind of break them in half.
Just all 3.
Urzak, you've gotten so much stronger.
A difficult day at the market. Let's just say that. I'm hoping that a maximum security prisoner comes with a very nice pair of manacles.
I would assume so, especially if it's arcane.
How far until the prison? So it's 2 days to get to our destination. So is it like 1 day for the prison?
The prison is about 1 day. Yeah.
Because and Vern will pull out his rod of rulership. We could always make them behave for 24 hours.
If they fail the saving throw.
How charming are they, really?
I think you'd have no problem with one of them. I think the other one might
Okay.
give you some trouble.
Well, just a thought.
I'll also say this, to be quite blunt. Manslaughter is, I don't know, I won't say a forgivable offense um, in the eyes of Lendis, but ill-intended murder is not exactly something that we necessarily give people this much of a chance on where I come from. So it sounds like they've admitted to the murders, just not why,
And
which puts me in a difficult position. But if they try to escape, well, with the Blade of Lendis so close at hand, they're practically admitting fault.
Is your concern that
Here-
if they escape, that you will murder them? I don't quite follow.
What I'm saying is, if they try to escape, I have no problem bringing down the anvil.
Oh, yeah.
or the
I mean,
elephants.
I mean, if they try to escape, that's rules go out the window, right? I mean, it's not like. I mean, I guess maybe that's a conversation with our we can have with Orion, but I mean, if they're dangerous individuals who are trying to escape and we have to kill them to stop them, I don't think that he would really have too much of an issue with that. That's a concern.
Right. Well, I'm also glad we get to talk to Hargrave in the morning as well. So
I'm more concerned about the people that she's bringing. Or is Hargrave a woman?
Mhm.
Okay. Couldn't tell. Can't remember if I just fucking hallucinated that. Yeah, I mean, she's bringing people to replace these two. These two are going south, so see who they are. Hopefully, we don't know them.
Also, if you agree to do it, there's a solid chance that she will just accompany you, keep watch of the prisoners.
Hargrave?
Yeah.
Bagel stealing. Hell yeah. Need some bagels and bulking.
Yeah, about that, it was like I was woke because I was not conscious anymore.
Yeah.
Eric is very,
Great.
I don't know, progressive, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, if I had a bagel with chocolate, peanut butter, and honey, I think it would
Dude,
cure all ailments that I have.
slightly
It's,
melted, yeah.
God. Damn. These pictures
hey,
are cool.
we go to bed, and I hit the long rest button.
All right.
Yep.
You're asleep. Long rest.
Sleep.
Hey,
In the
Also-
morning.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Did
No, I was gonna
anybody want to
say-
hear Eric's dream?
We need a
I
need
do.
a third name for an elephant. We should just name it Bagels. Does it sound adorable? Bagels. the
Bagels.
elephant?
bagels is good.
Certainly better than Donald Trump.
So find the
We got
third image of an
Zondel.
elephant now.
Simon and Garfunkel, and Bagels.
I
What-
gotta
what a
find
crew.
another elephant picture. Bagels. All right, yeah. You wake up in the morning. It was a very restful evening for all of you. You head down to the stables, and you can collect Simon and Garfunkel and Zondel from their stable with their bags of feed, and you head back out towards the, I guess, back down towards where you stayed in the military district where Orion is waiting for you. And Hargrave is actually beginning to approach. She is coming in from the same entrance that you all used the day prior. And she has with her 5 guards and two other creatures in pretty gnarly looking manacles, like very, very thick handcuffs, like the ones that are just like solid steel all the way across. 2 dwarves in these handcuffs. And she comes in, she directs you. I can't hear exactly what she says, but she kind of directs the guards to keep going with them, and the guards walk them up through the city, past all of you, towards the municipal district. And she'll come up and acknowledge you guys.
Look at Urzak.
Yeah, same. He talks to all the.
Look at Hargrave. Look at Urzak. Just assume they know each other.
Also, as a reminder, we did the math about this like 6 months ago. Hargrave is the tithe champion that Vern was the biggest fan of when he was a child.
Yeah.
Look at Vern. Look at Hargrave.
Oh, here's a weird question. Urzak would have like already been the Eternal Blade by the time that she was tithed, right?
Yep. Yeah, you know of Hargrave. You and Hargrave have a similar relationship to that of you and Orion. It's just a little bit different because she technically works for the casters, so you're kind of by station at odds a little bit. But you also know that she hates the casters, so she's incredibly friendly towards Farinth for sure.
Urzak will offer a hand to shake with her.
Yeah,
And
she'll
Vern
take it.
will stand behind Urzak, just like wide-eyed, and like taking it all in. And after that handshake, I'll reach my arm out and I'll be like, for Vern Wellerby. Did I say General Hargrave?
That would be the official.
General Hargrave, a big
Yeah.
big fan of your work. You inspired me. Can I just quickly? Can I get your autograph? Urza, can I borrow that pen that I bought for you? The pen that I spent a lot of money on.
So Eric gives Urzak a look.
She will take your hand. She'll say, maybe not right now.
Oh, Lily, I'm sorry. Vern, like in hushed tones, like turns his head. He's like, "Why do you have to make it so weird?"
Hargrave's my hero. He says I feel like a kid again.
Great. Hey, chill. Be cool, man. Okay.
Okay, be cool.
Be cool.
I try to
Yolanda, be
lean a
cool.
little bit on Urzak and like show off my tats and try to look like hard.
You have a whole ass mechanical arm.
Oh, nice
like
job.
these. Check these out. There's a whole robot
Yeah,
arm.
Be cool, man. You want to see my needle fingers?
Lily,
I just say that. Are those
go ahead.
those new tattoos?
Oh, these things? Yeah, didn't hurt at all, right, Teth?
Didn't hurt me.
Yeah. Well, there's the truth. At least he's telling the truth. What is going on, Urzak?
I'm sorry. I know we've already met. You've already met these people before. I don't know why he's freaking out like it's the first time you met him.
Yeah, I thought I met you the one time in the caster compound.
Oh yeah.
You freaked out about me that time too. Look, I get it. I'm a big deal. I'm a very popular general up here in the desert. Everybody wants a piece of me. I'm just here to do my job, bub.
Yeah. Oh no, of course. I'm sorry. I
It's
just
all right.
What
Just
what Lily
cool,
means to
cool it off.
say, Vern, is in due time, she'll she'll sign something for you, and you guys can talk about her glory days. Okay?
really.
That's not at all what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying.
God damn it, Lily! Just
No, no, I get it. That's okay, but yeah, I'm getting stronger and better, and maybe sometime I'll attract your interest. Not like that, but like
I'm dying. You're killing me, dude.
maybe I'll be worthy enough to have a one-on-one convo about strength and perseverance. And he just goes and like stands behind Teth, so he's like totally eclipsed and just kind of vanishes from the scene.
Jesus, dude. What the fuck was that?
even the robot's like, wow, man, you really fucked that, didn't you?
Yeah, and it made Teth on his back feels Vern just like hitting his head and just going stupid, stupid, stupid.
Oh man.
So the
Anyway,
worst member of your group aside, I'm sure Orion filled you in on everything.
yeah, we've agreed to assist in moving these two. Under some circumstances, but uh, before anything else, I want to ask: did you get our message um, about the meeting a couple
Yeah.
days from now?
Yep. I figured I'd be back in Kazul anyway. So if you were heading up this way, try and either meet up with you or just kind of stay with you. Figure if you are taking the prisoners, I'll tag along. Make it a little bit less shitty for all of you guys. And then we can head back to the bunker together once we get everything done.
Sure. I don't think anybody here would refuse your company. I
I know one person here that would never refuse my company.
turn around and
Oh, you don't see me. I'm hidden right now. But there's a
Vern's
light sob, just a little like just embarrassed.
I'm sorry about him. He grows on you.
No,
Um,
it's flattering, really. If I were, 30 years younger, I might consider letting him down easy after one date.
And Vern just like peeks a little bit from behind Teth.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Do I get a if I pop a divine sense real quick, do I get anything off of Hargrave?
Uh, good question. You do not. She is very objectively a human.
Okay.
She's a human female.
Cool.
how old is she? Be she's like 40s.
Yeah, she's mid to late 40s, like 45, 46.
Too young for Vern.
That's fair.
She's not in those twilight years yet.
Yeah.
I'm not 96 or older.
Mm-mm-mm.
She hasn't already died and been reborn.
Oh, that is true. If we really think about Beth's age, it's
That's very good.
Yeah, Hargrave will kind of look all of you over. She'll say, "I'm going to our prison right now. I'm going to grab the two prisoners, and I'll meet you back here. Uh, make sure he doesn't say anything dumb." And she will walk past all of you.
Was he referencing Vern or she
Vern.
referencing Vern?
Vern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, did anyone else see those sparks flying between us?
Just say Vern like goes to like watch her walk away, and Urzak will like slap him.
Just a quick little.
Hey,
Ow, ow. Okay. Sorry.
Vern. A little professionalism from time to time will do you some good.
You're right. I'm still learning. Still a little new to this.
Besides, you usually have a way with words. I don't like. You meet Lily and your falls apart.
Oh, look who's
Immediate,
talking.
immediate disadvantage on all charisma-based checks within 15 feet of
No, Vern
Lily
needs those. That's all he's got.
Yeah, so you guys can wait for her to get back, or if there's anything you want to finish up in the city, um, it's basically time to leave.
Gather the elephants.
Yeah.
We should probably grab more food for the third elephant, huh? Or does it come with
Yeah.
food?
I mean, like, actually, we should probably ask them to provide food for this elephant.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Orion will make sure that the third elephant has all of the necessary accoutrements already there for you.
I don't know if you actually answered the question. Are elephants also carnivorous? Do they eat meat, or are they strictly herbivores?
Strictly herbivores. So you notice their feed is like it's like a plant composite. So it's mostly like condensed pellets to store more easily in the desert. But they could absolutely eat fresh plants as well.
I was just thinking if these elephants got desperate, if they would eat things in the wilds. Is where my head's at. That is not vegetation.
Roll a nature check, Teth, to see if you would know that.
Oh,
You as a player, I'll tell you that they would not. But we'll see.
I want to see.
What?
Yeah, be like, elephants totally eat people. Oh, it's just D20 plus what is that? 0? Yeah, sure. I'll roll D20. 11.
I don't think the DC for that would be very high. With an 11, you would assume you've been around for 300 years, Teth. You've only seen elephants attack when they are directly commanded to. You feel that you are in no danger as long as you keep your rations up and they don't go crazy.
We also talked about this and proceeded to immediately not do it. Maybe we, before the day was over and in effort of not wasting a spell slot, could talk to the elephants.
Oh, yeah. I think that was
I
right before I check on my packages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
was gonna say, I think Eric, you have that prepared usually, right? Oh, Brad, speak with animals.
I don't think so.
Did you have it prepared yesterday?
No.
I was gonna say I had it yesterday as well. We needed to talk to the elephants.
Crowbar can speak with animals.
There you go.
Great. Crowbar or Teth?
Can you innately speak with animals, Aaron?
It'd be a ritual.
What do you guys want to do?
Teth is gonna spin around. Oh, damn it! It's fucking area self. I was gonna cast speak with animals on a random person, and I realized that won't work. Can I cast speak with animals on somebody else in the party, DM?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna spin around in a circle, and I'm gonna roll a D whatever fucking amount of players, and that person's gonna get that spell.
Yeah. Roll a D4.
D4. Let's see. 2.
That is going to be Crowbar.
Okay.
Okay.
I cast speak with animals on Crowbar yesterday. And I don't know why, but we wanted to talk to the elephants.
Start things off on a good foot.
It only lasts 10 minutes, so.
Yeah.
All right, Crowbar. Teth has randomly chosen you to speak with these two elephants.
Do it anyway.
Even though you could do it anyway. Yep.
Yeah, but I could just use a spell slot. Why not?
What are we what are we trying to do with the animals? Just like see what they need or what? Figure out
Fern
if they're
goes,
carnivorous?
start with hello.
Hello.
Intelligence is.
I'll introduce them
they're
to
pretty-
the party quickly.
They're not very smart.
I mean, for an
I don't
animal,
know.
though, they're probably pretty smart.
It's their lowest stat. It's a -4.
Really?
Oh,
That's
jeez,
wild.
they're like dumb. Can you even do speak with animals if they're that dumb?
Don't you dare.
Let me look.
No, I think in like if a creature has an intelligence of 3, they can speak a language.
It
Minus
says
4
in
though,
their
it has
stat
to be.
block they don't have. I did.
We did.
Like, can you feel that? Hey, can you go into your room with Mama, and I'll be there in just a second. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's very much the thing. Like, okay, yeah, you can talk to the moth, but the moth's pretty. The moth's a moth.
Right.
It's going to be very Badge the Badger adjacent, because they have an intelligence of 3. So they'll be able to understand you, and they will do their best to communicate back.
Man.
Okay. Do you eat people like us?
Yes.
Opening the conversation strong. I love that. So
That's what we
way
need to
dumb
know.
enough.
I'm not going to try to
or
make small
way
talk with
too
animals.
dumb. Yeah, they are not smart enough to understand any of the subtext there. So Simon and Garfunkel will speak up, and she'll say, because Simon and Garfunkel is a female elephant.
Ooh, Simone and Garfunkel.
Even better.
Yes, Simone and Garfunkel. She'll say, I like plants.
Duly noted. I will take it at that and leave it. I'll just gesture over to Teth and say, "Do you have your answer?"
Oh, what did it say? Plants. Plants only.
They like plants.
Okay, cool. Okay. I think
I like plants.
I think the idea. Teth will kind of look back and at Berzak and Eric and the rest of the party. I think the idea was just to kind of give a brief introduction and just say, "Hey, we own you now, or you're our elephants now, and we're gonna take real good care of you, and this is what we're doing."
Ask her what her name is.
No.
They have names. I will tell
Don't
them what their
confuse
names are.
Simone and Garfunkel.
Did she hear Crowbar say something about names? They have names.
No, I'm telling them what their names are.
Perfect.
What's my name?
Simone and Garfunkel.
I like that. And plants.
I think like Crowbar's kind of going to lose patience at this point. I'll tell them all their names. I'll tell them what we're doing with them. But I'm ready to move on from trying to converse with these animals.
Fair.
So, just wanted to be friendly. We're going to be with them for a while.
Ride me, friend.
No, not yet.
Get that out. Ride us, friends.
Okay.
Is this where we set off? This is the night. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is just
yeah.
more picking up the elephants.
Yes,
Yeah.
before the rest. Okay.
Yeah,
We should probably
introduction for elephants.
Get ready to call it at that point anyway.
Cool.
Eric will walk up to Simone and bow.
She won't be talking specifically to you, Crowbar. But she is going to talk to whatever the other one's name is. I can't remember.
Zondel.
Zondel.
Zondel. She's gonna turn to Zondel and say, "What a funny man."
All right.
I turn and go back to our party and bunk.
I don't relay what they said because I'm aware of his feelings.
Thanks.
Keeping Eric's heart safe.
Or I'll say like they think you're very nice.
Insight.
Okay.
What a wild detour at the very end of this session. Versus Eric.
Do I need to roll a deception check now?
No. No.
Okay.
You don't need to do that.
No.
I think I know.
All right.
It's the subtext for his decline into addiction with opioids.
Oh god.
My friends think I'm weird and I have to be medicated for them to accept me.
Well,
Yeah.
I have a -1 on deception and he rolled a 20. So if I roll a nat 20, would I technically deceive him?
Yeah. Roll deception. The only way that he doesn't know is if you
So close.
crit.
I got an 18.
Dang.
Close.
Couldn't
All right,
quite
guys,
slip it
that's
by.
where we're gonna end the session for tonight. Next Monday, we're gonna kick the session off with Eric being so sad,
Yeah.
then we'll embark on a journey south into the wilds.
Fun.
Yeah.
On our
Hell yeah,
3
guys.
elephants.
3 elephants:
Bagels.
Simone and Garfunkel, Zondel, and Bagels. Love that. All right, guys, great session tonight. Thanks so much.
Cool.
I'll see y'all Monday.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.
Bye.